Hello and welcome, my leaves on the horizon. So, Ash's journey is over. And, well, honestly, it was about time. And after that battle against Leon, yeah, what else could he have done? Actually, I do have a video about what could have happened, but that's on the side. Watch that after this review. I would appreciate that. But yeah, we are here with a completely new protagonist, or rather protagonist duo, of Liko and Roy. Even though we don't really get to see Roy in this, which, well, okay, we focus more on Liko. And yeah, one thing before we start with the actual review though, the elephant in the room. Yes, it is set in Kanto. She specifically moves to Kanto because there's a school there, coming from Paldea, which has a school, which all of that is about. And yeah, I think that's strange as well. I'm with you there. However, I decided just not to mention any of this, if not completely necessary to make a point or something. Because we all know about that. It's weird. It's a choice that's kind of dumb, but that's how it is. So we have to accept that. And thus, this is all I'm gonna say about that. Again, except if there's something specific here I want to talk about in regards to that, but I'm not sure if that comes up. But yeah, without further ado now, let's dive into this new journey. Episode 1 and 2, The Pendant of Beginnings. Okay, yeah, this is a two-parter, but both episodes aired already, thus you get both episodes in this here, so just to explain that. Also, there's the subtitle of Liko and Roy Set Off. Don't know what that's about. It's not the episode title, that's for sure, but, well, that's there, so I guess I had to mention it. Okay, it's already better than the original anime. Yeah, we have Pomo here. Pomo? Wait, no, that's not the correct English name. Pomot. Wait, what? I'm confused. You know this Pokemon. It's kind of my new favorite. This shot is kind of sneaky, and I don't think a lot of people have gotten this. Nor do I not know if this is intentional, but it looks a lot like the shot from the original anime opening where the Pidgeot comes in, or Pidgeot, or whatever you pronounce that. So, that's cool. And our new heroine, Liko, starts off a bit awkwardly by, well, waving at someone without that someone actually waving at her. It just looked like it, so. Whoopsie. But yeah, so far, she has a good entrance, I guess. We have to see. Okay, I said I'm not gonna really talk about the Kanto thing, though this does burn on my mind. We go to a school in Kanto, even though Paldea has a school. We introduce a lot of new teachers later on, even though we already have those teacher characters in Paldea. And we have a streamer! Even though we have Iono, who would fulfill that role as well. Yeah, all the roles are there. They are just taken on by different people. And why? It's just weird. But enough about that. Like I said, that's just a quick mention because that burned on my mind. And even though it is weird, that's what we have now. We cannot do anything about it. So, yeah. Also, I did notice that each of the girls here has a different badge thingy. With Liko having a grass type badge, you could say, and this girl looking like fire could be something else, though I think it's fire. It's not quite clear what those badges mean, but it might be like classes. Like Liko is in class 1 grass and they are in class 1 fire, something like that maybe. It could also be that it's like the class they are on, so the first class is grass, the second class is fire, and the third class would be water. Though I think that sounds weird because technically none of these types is better than the other, so yeah, but they don't go into that. I'm just wondering about it. But I think it's more like the class A and B stuff. They just use grass, water, fire, and probably more. I'm not quite sure how many we actually see, but yeah, that would make the most sense. Okay. Is it just me or this entrance gate, the Pokeball on it, does it look like a ball with balls? One thing about the badges that also might come to mind, it's the starter Pokemon they have chosen, but we see a fire guy here with a war turtle, so that's not the case. And apparently, Liko does not know the concept of a roommate. I guess the Paldean schools don't have that because you get your own room in that school, which is kinda amazing. The school, though, is significantly smaller, but yeah, meet her roommate, whose name I have forgotten. Now we get to learn it in a second here. Ah, yeah, it's Anne. And she has that little triangle tooth sticking out, which tells you she is energetic and a bit clumsy as well. Because that's a genetically thing. If you have a tooth like that, that determines your characteristics. Which hits way too true for anime. Okay, you have seen a Pamo, but it ran off immediately? What's wrong with you? These things come up to you all the time. They are so friendly and stuff. Yeah, Liko, are you sure you're cut out to be a Pokemon trainer here? Okay, this is not as much talking about the Kanto thing again, just going for the why she's going to Kanto instead of staying at Paldea. And that's because her parents went here as well, which, well, at least we get a reason for it. Still think it's unnecessary, but we have a reason. We have to give them at least that. Again, that's a Snorlax brush for your pet. If the Pokemon Company would release these things you see in the anime all the time as actual things, they would just print money. Seriously. Okay, I have to unpack the Kanto thing again in a kind of positive spin though. Because what I do have to compliment them on is, while we are at Kanto, we get a lot of different not Kanto inhabiting Pokemon in this show. And that's good. Like, yeah, okay, it's set in Kanto is one thing, but if you do it like that, you know, it just really doesn't matter which region we are in. I still think, though, with how this anime seems to be going, an anime original region would probably make even more sense, especially with the huge mixture of Pokemon from all over the world. But yeah, at least we get that. Also, best starter of these Rowlet. Okay, time to get our starter Pokemon. And Liko, as you probably have known because the promotional material showed that a lot, gets Sprigatito. And I'm gonna get this out of the way right away because there are several scenes showing that. She doesn't get along with it very well, as it is kinda reckless, according to her, but a Pokemon like that, based on a cat, going on rooftops and stuff to sunbathe, that doesn't seem reckless for this specific species of animal, but, well, okay. And, yeah, while they don't get along at first, which sounds a lot like the copy of Pikachu and Ash, it's handled in a different way. It's not like it hates her. It's more like they have to warm up to each other. And that doesn't even need a big event to happen. That just happens over time. It's like when you get a new animal. So while it on paper sounds a lot like Pikachu and Ash's first endeavors, it's not. It's really not. It's done in a completely different way, and thus, yeah, honestly, it's nice actually. She also does lose her first battle against Anne and her Oshawott, which is weird. Okay, sure. Sprigatito isn't able to use leafage right now and didn't really listen, going for Scratch. But Oshawott used Water Gun. Sprigatito is resistant to Water Gun, so yeah, that was a bad move actually. And it shouldn't have one-shot this Sprigatito. But I guess animal logics are animal logics and not game logics, so yeah, both are inexperienced Pokemon, so I guess it's okay. And here's what I mean. They have this little bonding scene where it's just like they bond naturally by training together. It's just they need to get used to each other. Seems very natural. And then we finally see the title-giving mysterious pendant. With no idea of what it does. It's just a gift from her grandma. Yeah. This is a problem I have with Pokemon in general. Oshawott is mimicking the fighting type moves here that it sees with the fighting types that are training right now. Gen 5, why is Oshawott not evolving into a water fighting type? It's a freaking samurai. It would be perfect as a fighting type. And I know what you're gonna say, Ember already is a fighting type. But we didn't need another fire fighting type. Ember would work better as a pure fire type than Oshawott, or Samurott I guess, would work as a pure water type instead of being water fighting. Also, Ember, with all the gold on it, could have just as easily been a fire steel type. It would fit it really well, so yeah. It's weird. But I guess complaining now that Gen 5 is... I don't want to look up how old Gen 5 already is. Yeah, complaining about that doesn't really... Damn it, now I feel old. But oh no, who are these guys? They are looking for Liko. Are they our new evil team? Are they up to no good? Yeah, I don't think it's several favorite sunbathing spots, really. It's more like these spots are where the sun is at the given time of the day. So it follows the sun, basically. If this guy doesn't own a Drampa, then the anime stuff did something wrong. Oh, this guy probably totally is not evil and is full on friendly. And I also have the feeling that the school setting is really totally not important because we are still on the first episode here and they already have a break from school. Like, a long break. Summer break. Okay. Okay, stop. That totally not evil guy from before gave her a letter from her grandma, which apparently says that she needs to bring her the pendant. And yeah, while it sounds suspicious, why haven't you opened that letter until now? Like, you're wondering about it. It seems suspicious. Sprigatito even growled at him. Yeah, everything about this seems weird, but maybe just read the letter first? Maybe it explains everything? I mean, I do know that's not the case, sure, but I'm a viewer, not a character in the anime. And even then, I would still want to read the letter and see if it's even more suspicious, maybe, or maybe there's really something going on that has her grandmother needing the pendant back. She doesn't mention that her grandmother is dead, so I guess she's still alive, and that's not the weird thing about it, but she also doesn't really tell us what seems so weird about this, so. Well, that's where we stand at. Well, going by type matchups, totally wrong choice. But I guess this Brigatito is a pretty inexperienced one, so I guess Liko here doesn't really have a chance. Well, at least it knows Leafage by now. A bit, kinda, sorta. But as she's followed around even more, the hero arrives to save her. On a Pokemon that I have never seen before. Is that a new one that's from Gen 10? Huh. Looking forward to get to know this. I wonder what its name is. Oh, but his opponent has one of the coolest Pokemon ever. Too bad it's on the evil side, actually. I really love this Pokemon. But as a stray attack is on to hitting Liko, her pendant starts glowing and she is circled by this shield. Which looks a lot like that sphere mentioned in the Scarlet or Violet book, depending on the version. That is, well, in accordance to Terrapagos, that new Pokemon from the DLC. So I guess we have to DLC what will be up with this. And that's part 1 over, but we move into part 2 right away. Okay, what? Who's that? That's not a Pokemon we have seen. Now, either this is Terrapagos in a different form without the shell, or this is a pre-evolution for Terrapagos. And honestly, maybe they do something like with Urshifu in that DLC, where you get this Terrapagos or the pre-evolution and have to train it in a way, maybe collect some kind of energy, terrestrial energy specifically, to make it evolve, something like that. Guess we'll have to see once the DLCs come out, because I think that will give us an answer before the anime will do. But yeah, the other question is, your pendant is a Pokeball, kinda. Right? Because if that thing is in it, right? Do we even get the secret of Pokeballs and how they work? Huh. This starts out to be interesting here. Really, really interesting. But well, with being rescued by that guy and his unknown Pokemon, they fly onwards to the moon. Yeah, now we don't get Pokemon on the moon. It just goes straight to his airship. Wait, his airship? That's awesome! And these wings, as we have seen and probably already guessed from the promotional artworks, do really become a battlefield. Oh, this is cool. I guess what this anime will be about is not the school life, because they are on summer break, but rather them traveling around the world in this airship to find the Pokemon and understand the power that's inside. Ah, so those people following her were not evil. They are actually part of Friede's crew here. By the way, that name, Friede, I'm not quite sure if that's intentional, but Friede is the German word for peace. It also sounds like a typical, very old-fashioned German name for woman, called Frieda. Well, might just be a coincidence, though. Okay, no, wait. That is completely unfair. Yes, he did not explain anything to her. I'm kind of abducting her. Kind of, because he saved her and brought her to a safe space. So it wasn't like he was asking her if she wants to come with him. But in that situation, really, what could he have done? And it was out of the battle into the sky. And we have seen that the wind was too hard for them to communicate with her being held in the arms of this weird Pokemon while he is riding on it. So there really was no time where he could have explained or asked. So yeah, cut him some slack, honestly. I have a bit of a problem with this scene. It's very nitpicky though. Yeah, she is wondering about there being Pokemon from Paldea. A Palmot and a Fuecoco specifically. Well, they followed them while they were on their journey. But then, Huge Guy, whatever that name is, tells her, well, it's not only those two. We have more from all over the world. And yeah, here's where the nitpicky part begins. Because these are the three Pokemon to show you have Pokemon from all over the world. Two of them are Gen 2. Couldn't you just have, like, one from Gen 2, 3, and one from 4, or 5, or 6? Whatever, just 3 different regions, or even more than 3, but just different regions, right? That would depict it far better. Ah, naming. She's Molly, he's Murdoch. Yeah, I don't have anything to say about that, just wanted to mention the names. Okay, I do have to talk about the airship's design. First of all, it's a pretty cool design. And we already know that these wing-like things form a battlefield. But what about those triangle shapes in the front? They don't seem like they have a purpose being there currently. I think these might have a secret as well. But who honestly knows? We'll have to wait on that to see. But yeah, I love this airship design. It looks like straight out of Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy had a lot of pretty cool airships. Now, this is efficiency. Use the slugma to keep everything burning, and the charcoal to just have something to burn, I guess. That's actually pretty green fuel here, even though it's black. And here we have foreshadowing to the best character in this whole show. Now, if they had a Tinkaton, this guy would have a problem. And seeing this, it would be cool to have a regional form of Tinkaton that uses swords instead of a hammer, made out of these things' wings. Huh. Yeah, I kind of want to see that, actually. But there it finally is, Captain Pikachu, and it's standing on its tail. You know, I didn't think that Pikachu would actually be the captain of the ship. This is awesome. Also, how strong is that tail? I hope this thing knows Iron Tail. That would whack quite a punch. Yeah, I don't have anything to say about it right here, but just want to have this picture because it's awesome. I love this. Huh, there's a Quoxley on this airship. And it goes through this door. And that streamer thing, apparently it's called Nido Thing, which, awesome name, it has a Quoxley. Huh, I wonder. Well, going straight through the storm seemed like a good strategy, but it didn't really work out. Also, they are called Team Explorers, or just the Explorers. And they go through the sky on their flying Pokemon, so they are Explorers of the Sky? Is that a very subtle Easter egg here? Well, Liko. Yeah. Oh. Okay, they have arrived at Liko's and they got Sprigatito. That's not a good situation to be in. Oh no. Oh, they just give it back. Well done. But as they threaten the other Pokemon, Liko just decides to sacrifice herself and go with them. I mean, so far we only know that they wanna kinda find out the secret to her pendant, and she is kinda connected to that secret, so who knows? It might not be that bad. But it probably is that bad. Ah, and the name of Friede's crew here is Rising Voltackers. Which, if you don't know, that's where the name Voltackle comes from. Pikachu's signature move, kinda. And it's a game made by Game Freak for the Sega Genesis. Yeah, they don't only make games for Nintendo. He's not using that mysterious Pokemon, but the Captain Pikachu! Without the hat, though. Now listen, if Ash Pikachu can use 10,000 million volts, however many million volts that Z move is, with specifically the cap on, this could also fight with its cap on. Come on. Leave your head on. Well, actually, Thunder Punch isn't a good move for Pikachu because of it's a physical attack. And Pikachu is a special attacker, so yeah, you shouldn't give it to him. But it is awesome that it has it. I love this. So far, we have seen two moves of this Cerulege, and both are moves that on my Scarlet team had as well. Huh. Okay. We have basically Super Saiyan Pikachu getting charged by that thundercloud they are going through. This Pikachu is the star of the show. Definitely. I mean, look at this! And this Voltackle being charged like this. This is crazy. This is honestly Ash versus Leon level here. In the second episode. I hope it stays this crazy. But Liko wanting to stop this fight. She doesn't want to be rescued. She just wants to trouble nobody here. Good thing her Sprigatito puts her back in place. And thus, it does a hefty leafage at that Cerulege. A low power grass type move against a fire type Pokemon. I guess it isn't that low power. This seems pretty high power, honestly, but yeah, this probably won't work that well, will it? Well, no, it's not. It breaks that shield that gets the wind outside, which interesting technology, but we have kind of seen that in Pokemon stadiums before. But, well, they can abduct it due to that. That backfired a bit here. Also where this episode ends, which, well, they already have accomplished more than Team Rocket ever has. They got her Pokemon. Without even wanting her Pokemon, actually. They want her, but, well, that's a good step in the right direction. Now, these two episodes, I liked a lot about them. But they also kind of felt a bit meh. It's probably because they are set up. And I don't want to say they were bad. No, they were actually pretty good. It's just like, I guess this story needs this setup to happen. So that's what we get. And we have to deal with that. And it's not bad, but also not that strong. But in my book, that's okay. 4 episodes that set up stuff. At least we had that cool, very, very cool Voltackle. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to see more. Next episode, we probably get Sprigatito back. If we do get it back. It would be interesting if we don't and it stays abducted, but I highly doubt that. Now, tell me your thoughts about these episodes. Looking forward to seeing them. Also, yeah, just comment that and tell me who your favorite character is so far. I would be eager to see that. And also tell me if you know about that mysterious Pokemon, that orange lizard with wings that has a burning tail. Weird. But yeah. And don't forget to check out a certain space in the video. Under the video, rather. And fire a leafage at that. A huge one. I am talking about the like and subscribe button as well as that little bell. You probably did know that this was coming. I would appreciate it though. It's good for the algorithm as well, so help me out with that. We are all desperate. That's just what being a YouTuber is. And check out the links down in the description below, leading to my Twitter, Instagram, and Discord, where I post stuff, keep you updated, all the good things, as well as an affiliate link to the Humble Bundle store. So if you buy a game via that link, you have no extra costs, but you support me and this channel, which I would appreciate so much. I would be so thankful for that. If you want to buy a game anyway, check that out. Why not? And also, my merch store is there, and my Twitch, where I live stream every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Hope to see you over there as well. And until next time, bye-bye.